The Uncoachables.
Alrighty, how's it going? Welcome to the Uncoachables, the weekly podcast where we shoot the shit about sports, every sport, any sport. We don't really give a shit. We're just going to fly right into it. We're going to start off the night, give you a little introduction here. My name is Brendan. I'm out of Ottawa right now. Kev is actually out of a motorhome in Ohio. There's Kevin Shapiro. How are you?
Not so bad.
Kalwadomski's in the top right here. He's out of Toronto right now. Can't find a jersey that's be able to fit him since 91, but we'll go ahead and move on to Trevor Smith in the corner with his worn and used Maple Leafs t-shirt, much like the team, but that's okay. They're doing their best. He's in Toronto as well. And we got Louis, last one down in Windsor, the old armpit of Ontario, but he's living strong. There's the hand. Boys, let's jump right into it here. How's everyone doing?
Good week.
Yeah, pretty good.
Dandy.
But just take a shot at my Maple Leafs, Brendan. I have you know I just looked at the NBC power rankings for NHL, and I guess who's sitting in top spot?
Oh, here we go.
14 wins in 16 games, boys.
All right, if we're going to run right into this, I got something to say about the Leafs. Funny enough, I'm kind of impressed.
Wow.
What are they 7-0 in their last 7 games?
They have a 7-game road winning streak at the moment, which ties a franchise record.
I think, you know what? I think the boys have finally realized that they need to be accountable. And, you know, they've stepped up to the plate. And I got to give them props for that. I hate the jersey that they're wearing. I hate their fan base. It makes me want to vomit. But at least the boys have taken that accountability and said, okay, it's not the coaching staff. It's not the general manager. It's us that got to be out on the ice playing hard. And the past few games that I've watched, they've been playing hard.
Should have also been switching up and losing the hottest goalie in the NHL, but I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe that was all they needed.
It's true.
Hey, I'm just glad that this is being recorded so that we all know that Louis one time actually admitted that the Leafs are good. So this is in this. You can't argue this ever again.
I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really fucking matter because as soon as May 3rd happens, it's a whole different ballgame. They don't know how to win.
As Louis, the Ottawa Senators did this week and got rid of their starting goalie back to the AHL. You know, 2-time cup-winning starting goalie gets sent to the AHL. I don't think Louis has much to stand on.
Although I have to say, my brother, one of his friends, he was up and down from the show, and he said he played with Matt Murray and thought he was trash and wondered how he was even in the NHL to begin with. Now, the guy's got 2 cups. It is what it is. But
that's what Jeff was saying too, actually. Your buddy Jeff was saying that when he was playing junior with him, he was like the one goalie if he was playing against. He's like, oh, I'm going to score tonight, which is insane to me. But
I wonder how many players out there have just kind of slipped through the cracks and they've made their millions and everyone knows this guy's garbage. Kind of like what Brady Tkachuk has been saying about Mr. Lemieux after the old Tyson situation.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I want to truly know what happened there. Like, did he actually bite him?
I think so, man. I don't know. It kind of looks like it.
It looks like it, and for Brady to be like that expressive about how much of a scumbag Lemieux is, it's like, okay, then maybe this was true.
His bro came in hot to his back as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Absolutely.
He's waiting for his dad to try.
Love to see it.
So we were talking about Toronto. They're doing real well, like you said. They're super hot, 7-0. Let's slip on down to the bottom and let's talk a little bit about these Vancouver Canucks. What's going on over there?
Ooh.
Honestly, they just look slow, unmotivated. And like, I don't know if it's Benning's problem. I don't know if it's Green's problem. Like, can he not motivate the guys? Did Benning just not sign the right people? Like, he brought in that big deal with Ekman Larson, which you were hoping that it would give it a little oomph, but it just seems to not be happening there. Guys they look like they don't want to be there.
What are they missing there? Like, I feel like they have an okay roster on paper, and it's just I haven't watched enough Vancouver this year. As I said, haven't watched that much hockey in general so far, but like, what's going on? I feel like they were coming into this year. Last year was the year they were a question mark. They were pretty good. And then this year, it's just been a train wreck.
Well, it starts with the goalie. Like, I couldn't even tell you right now who their goalie is.
Demko.
Demko.
And again, like, he looked great in that playoff round last year, and then all of a sudden it's like, what happened there? I mean, they really didn't lose much. They lost like old man Edler, but they should still be better. Like, their defense is okay, like you said, adding Larson or whatever. But like, I don't know. It feels like Pedersen and Horvat and Besser have all been these names forever and just have never quite taken the actual like step to star status. We all know them.
Yeah,
but
absolutely. A couple other one Canadian team, but a couple other teams that were playoff contenders last year. I believe one made it to the Stanley Cup. The Montreal Canadiens and the New York Islanders are 29 and 30 in the league right now.
Yeah,
I honestly, I love that Montreal's at the bottom. I love it. It's fantastic. Everyone here can probably agree. But the Islanders just taking their time. What's going on?
I think the Islanders are just ridden with COVID issues right now.
Yeah, they're on hiatus until I think tomorrow.
Yeah,
tomorrow, and like they were gutted. I watched their game against the Leafs, and they had like 4 guys on the bench.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, Ottawa had they had their COVID thing go on as well, and they actually canceled a couple games. I'm surprised they haven't done so for the Islanders yet.
They have, yeah, they're canceled.
they just did, yeah.
But like, here was the thing with the Ottawa Senators. It was like they had 10 players, and then the league came out right off the bat and were like, boom, things are postponed. Whereas the Islanders, they didn't do that. They kind of like let it settle, and you're kind of wondering, okay, what is that number of players that gets all your games postponed?
I mean, I saw the Sens with a full AHL team basically, and then they had like 2 games of that, and then they pulled it exactly like you said. I don't know how long.
You're just talking about all of last year, right? Like, that was just
shots fired at the Sens here.
No, this year too, actually.
Not only did they have a full AHL team, they beat Pittsburgh 4-0 that night.
They did, which I didn't remember, but hey.
I heard a stat this morning. I heard a stat this morning of the last 173 games, I believe it is, that Ottawa's played. They've won 52.
Oh my
which
God.
is tough. It's a tough stat to hear. Let me tell you.
Damn.
Tough things to hear, for sure. Tough things to see. New Jersey's New Jersey jersey. Thoughts on that?
I gotta look this up.
I don't get it.
So if you don't watch hockey, you wouldn't really understand why the jersey just says Jersey on it. But yeah, the New Jersey Devils have made a new jersey that just says Jersey in the middle of it.
Is it the one with the stripes here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It honestly might as well just say hockey. Like, let's go hockey.
No, it looks like you could purchase it at H&M as like ironic. It's like, hi, Jersey.
Yeah.
I was seeing earlier that they really leaned into it, and they released a line of hats today that are hats on them.
Hats. Yeah. They're like freaking Ray Dunn like home stuff. You know, when you see like cups that say like a mug that says mug or glass that says glass. It's just like, yeah, we all know.
I mean, it is talking about, I'm assuming Jersey as in like New Jersey, like, oh, we're going to Jersey, you know, like something like that.
Yeah,
the old Jersey.
Like,
they're not even
say that. We have New Jersey, jerseys.
Yes.
The fuck is that?
That's too much. That's what it is. It's exactly what it is. It's way too much.
Now, like, obviously it's garbage, but in regards to like New Jersey Devils, because like that, like 2002 jersey where it was just the red, white, and black. That was pretty sleek. Like, where if you change the alternate jersey, what would you change it to? The green and red, or go back to that classic like red, white, and black?
Dude, they could make such a disgusting Devils logo, like of an actual devil, and then just make it like all black or something, like what the Islanders' third jersey is, where it's just like all black. That would be nasty.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
What is
just
your
like
favorite,
a little red trim.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite jersey of all time? And I'm trying any sport. It doesn't matter. Just pick a logo, fire it off, and go. Yeah, this is it for me. There it is.
Mighty Ducks classic.
The Mighty Ducks.
That's one of my favorites.
That is a classic.
Classic Coyote.
The Kachinas, yeah, those are nice too.
Yeah, those are nice.
I'm so glad they stepped with those.
Jeez, I don't even know.
That's a tough one. Any sport too, eh?
Yeah, that's tough.
I do like the Raiders. Like their logo's pretty gangster. And I like their jerseys too. Like, I mean, black and white's classic.
Yeah, I think you know what, the Seattle Kraken slipped into the league here, and I thought it was going to be unreal. But I don't know. I mean, I think they could have done a lot more with what they have.
Yeah, I think they didn't do as well as these guys right here. This was a pretty great jersey.
I agree.
That stadium is electric, I've heard, so that's amazing as well.
They set the bar way too high, and Seattle's like, Seattle's great, but not quite the same level.
Yeah.
No.
However,
What about the retro Heat jerseys?
Oh yeah, those are nice.
Yeah.
Miami
Vice feel? Miami Vice, yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it, going into basketball, I think the Vancouver Grizzlies might be my go-to.
And the Raptors, honestly,
Yeah.
the best jerseys.
Yeah.
They did have sleek jerseys.
That old school purple is.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
But going back to the Golden Knights, and with like jerseys and uniforms and stuff like that, what about the Chrome Domes? Like what like
I was
with those
just about
helmets?
to bring this up.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen them?
I think Vegas can pull them off. I like when I first saw them, I was unsure, but it's Vegas. It's kind of like the whole thing around Vegas, and I like that they stood out. What I didn't like is, did you guys see LA's buckets yesterday?
LA's looked weird.
I don't know. It didn't really work for me.
It's a lot.
I totally agree. I
feel like they got to add more sparkle to the jersey to match the helmet. And then...
I agree.
Did you guys see the concepts for all the other teams to have them? Like they did. I don't know if it was... I don't think it was an NHL concept, but it was like just on my feed on Instagram of, I guess, someone just like a random once Vegas made. Yeah, so once Vegas did it, and they had like all that, like the Leafs had like a blue chrome one, or like Detroit had like a red like chrome one. I don't know. I wasn't into it. I like Vegas's.
Vegas can pull it off. Vegas can pull it off 100%.
Yeah.
If any other team tries, it's like, all right, they've done it. Nice try.
Yeah.
You're a little late to the party. Like LA, sorry, like you're a little late to the party here.
Well, Detroit did it. It would just be to blind their 12 fans to save them from the embarrassment of having to watch.
Here we go.
You know what? You can keep chirping, but we got 3 top Calder contenders right now. All right.
No winners though. So
we'll see.
Oh boy. Okay.
I think it's safe to say that the Calder is either going to Raymond, Sider, or Nedeljkovic.
Look, okay, here, Louis. How about this? What wins more? Is it more likely that the Leafs win a playoff round or the Detroit Red Wings win a Calder Trophy?
What's more likely? Oh, Detroit winning a Calder Trophy for fun.
I would actually agree with him there, honestly.
Of course.
We're gonna switch. Let's switch gears here a little, boys. Let's slip right into what our little fun topic of the week here. Baseball. Kyle Wadomski, big fan. Trevor loves it too. I don't know how everyone else feels about it. I'm 6 out of 10 on baseball. Can we come up with ways to make baseball a little less boring? It's been known as the pastime. So what do we got here?
Let's start with you. You just said baseball 6 out of 10 for you. What brings baseball up a couple of notches?
Let me tell you. Someone as a joke, I believe, brought up full contact. I find that very funny. What I would like is once a game for one of those fans who's just shoved about 8 hot dogs down his throat to get up to the plate and just see what an average athlete would do. And just really understand how hard it is to hit a ball that's coming at you 100 miles an hour. Because it is a difficult thing to do. But when you're watching, you're like, come on. Some of the guys have guts on them. They're just rolling around, and you're like, this can't be serious, right? But in my mind, I think if you throw an average Joe down there, like I said, he's had a couple dogs, a couple crispy ales. You get him to the plate, he's wobbling a little bit, and he's looking at you with two eyes going, you and your brother better not look me in the eye. And you see what happens, right?
I think that would be a great replacement for the 7th inning stretch. Definitely do that.
Yeah, maybe bean him too, right on the third pitch, give him a nice bean on the leg.
Yeah.
In the rib cage.
Anybody else?
I think
Go ahead, Trip.
a little more probably controversial for people who are baseball purists, but maybe a little more realistic than your idea, Brendan, is let's get rid of the pitcher. And instead of the pitcher, each player has to pitch 1 inning.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
Hey, we'd have more hits.
Like,
we'd have more hits for fucking
We'd have more runs. The game would definitely be way more exciting because you could
Probably
be
more
like
fights.
the bottom of the 9th up 10-0, and their shortstop's coming up to pitch, and he's 5'6" and throws 76 miles an hour. It makes the game interesting.
As soon as you said get rid of the pitcher, the first thing that came into my mind was T-ball.
Same.
Imagine.
I would also leave more hits.
Let's just fire half the players. Fuck. Yeah, why not?
Every batting record is just have an asterisk on it. Tea time. The tea era.
The tea era.
Well, my question is,
if we got rid of half the players, Rogers would finally spend money on the team.
Hey.
Oh.
Ooh,
The Jays just signed a pitcher, though. We got a good one. We got a good one.
That's true.
But I actually have a buddy that is probably the biggest baseball nerd I've ever met in my life. Good guy. And he was saying that they actually surveyed to see what would make baseball more enjoyable. I guess this is like a pretty widespread problem that people find baseball boring as shit. But apparently what it wasn't home runs. It wasn't really anything except more doubles and more triples. And they're saying it's because those are the most exciting plays. You don't know if he's going to make it to the base. You don't know if it's actually going to get out of the park right away. And it creates like a lot more time when people are actually excited because plays are so fast in baseball. So that would actually be like, I guess, the real answer. And they were like exploring taking the pitching mound back another foot or two to make it easier for batters to hit the ball. But I will say, hearing that and Trevor's suggestion, I'd take Trevor's in a fucking heartbeat.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, but it sounded like for your solution, all they have to do is just get rid of first base. And the guy has to run through the pitcher to get to second base.
Yeah, right.
If they get rid of first base, that's the only base I normally get
And
to.
then it's also full contact.
You don't even get there, Kev.
Are we talking about baseball?
Let's not lie to our fan.
Oh, so my question is, going back to T-ball, which I find hilarious. Would a baseball player be able to hit? Would Derek Jeter be able to hit a ball as far if it stood still on a tee, or is it the force of it coming towards him helps him so much more to get that ball off the bat, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So in that case, so obviously a pitch being thrown at you, you can hit it a lot farther. In golf, can we start throwing the ball at people before they hit it?
Oh my God.
Yeah. The caddies are now the pitchers. They have to roll the ball as hard as they can and see how they swing and hit it backwards.
Okay, but
Just
how
fans.
about if we're talking T-ball though, I would still assume that they would basically all be able to hit home runs. So,
You hope so.
what if we made the bat really small and dinky, and then they play T-ball? Would that make it like just like, you know how a lot of bats are? I think bats are made out of bamboo a lot of the time, right?
Most
Is that
of it,
right?
6 out of 10 of them.
What if it was just like an actual piece of bamboo, like not made
Just
of
there's again some holes, just some grooves. Just you never know.
Well, baseball had a steroid problem before that change, Kev. Oh boy.
I think
to walk up biceps.
Oh yeah. That'd be amazing. I love that. Well, I'm glad we found a couple ways to make baseball a little more interesting here. Trev, do you want to slide us into our little? We have a sport of the week. We like to talk about a different random sport that no one likes to talk about, and just get right into it. And if we're being honest, rip the fuck out of it and just rip it apart. But also maybe find some light in it and go, you know what, this is pretty thug. Like I get into this. Like, or again, we are going to find some sports that are just fucking ridiculous and they should hold on tight because they're in for one. But Trev, go ahead.
So this week's sport is taking us back to our waspy and Irish roots, and we're going to be exploring the great sport of hurling.
Oh
yes.
Woo! I love curling.
Close. It's the Irish cousin to curling called hurling.
So does anyone know what hurling is?
Honestly, like I've seen it once or twice, but not enough to be like, okay, I know what's going on here. What is it a mix between?
It's a drunk field hockey is what I would call it.
So,
Brent, I'm pretty sure when we were in Ireland, I remember an Irish guy drunkenly explaining it to me at 3 a.m. at a diner. But I don't remember anything else.
I have 2 questions on this. One, is this the one where you can like optionally pick up the ball or hit it with a stick? Because I'm pretty sure I came across this on Reddit one time and was severely stoned and watched it for like an hour. And it's fucking sick, to be honest.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
If that's the sport. The
it
other
is.
thing is I just looked it up because I have never heard of this and you guys don't like me and didn't give me any heads up about what this was going to be. The last line on the like Wikipedia front thing is there's a similar game for women called camogie. So I guess they like just don't let women play this. I don't know. I feel like it's going to get canceled.
This is going to get ridiculous.
Well, we're going to go through the best of hurling 2020. It's the best moments from last year. I personally have no experience with this sport. I don't think I've ever even seen it. I knew it existed. That's about the extent.
So wait, can they catch the ball?
Clearly.
You catch it, you can bounce it.
Thank God they're wearing helmets.
The sport is savage, by the way.
So there is full contact. That's nice.
It is probably the most aggressive sport.
And
I think that's what I saw on Reddit. Again, not sure how the memories bank is going to pull this one out, but I think it said it was like the most dangerous sport that like is currently still played because it's like lawless. Like I think it's something you can just body like the shit out of them.
See that?
Holding it.
Ooh,
Wow. Boom.
Oh, decked the halls.
That was a nasty goal.
I find it interesting that the ball's so small, but it's a soccer net.
Yeah,
Also,
why is the
like,
field so huge?
Yeah, how is it this big?
So it looks like they can score points by either batting the ball through the uprights or by getting it in the net.
Yeah. And one's worth more, and there's something about like you can only hold the ball at certain times, or you can only get hit if you're holding it. Trev,
What's the save
Right.
percentage like on a goalie here?
Yeah, is it like lacrosse
0?
where it's just like 0%?
Dude, that dude's dribbling. He's got his mom's wooden spoon, and he was running down the field dribbling. Look at him.
Look at him go.
Did you see him do the little hand
Look at
pass there? The little boop?
Yeah.
You know
What?
what?
Well,
This is
their
intense.
moms must be upset. They can't cook soup for dinner.
All right.
I won't lie.
I'm going to do a quick roll look up on something.
I was expecting us to just kind of rip this whole sport apart, but this is insane.
This
This is way more intense than I expected.
No, watch a full game. Fuck, dude. These people are out for.
Oh.
that was crazy.
Okay, yeah, please play that again.
Boop, boop.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
What's
I
on
mean,
the ground?
and
That
you know,
goalie just fucking dead.
we are just watching the highlights though. Like the whole game can't be like this.
No, Louis,
I-
obviously the entire game is definitely like this. This is what
If
I'm
that is,
now
then
going to
sign me up
expect.
next week.
Oh, my
Dude, it's pretty
goodness.
aggressive. Like, I mean, there's more time spent in the middle, but like, it's just so aggressively physical. Is the only thing.
I imagine the ball is just hard as a rock as well.
Yeah, I
I
wonder
think it's
what
like
kind
a
of.
lacrosse ball, like same.
Oh,
like,
damn. Yeah,
that
yeah. Like
rubber
an
or
Indian
whatever?
rubber ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's that hard.
Okay, I'll go fuck myself.
No, I agree with the lacrosse ball, but I don't think it's.
As hard as a
Yeah.
lacrosse. Okay.
Because they're catching it with their bare hands. Like, if you've ever caught a lacrosse ball with your bare hands, it freaking stings.
Oh yeah.
Does it ever? Does it ever?
Also,
They don't have
also like the goalie has no padding. Like he's just another dude. Like they don't give him a helmet or like bigger like pads or like even in soccer where you have big gloves. Like they're just like, hey Jerry, yeah, you go back there. Yeah, you'll be fine. It's okay. You'll just have a ball flying right at your face.
And I would go ahead and say that Jerry isn't always the brightest of the crew.
That's how they convince him.
Wow.
You just
You see
bounce
that
off.
hit.
I gotta say, guys, this has been a great little montage to this hurling, this
Yeah.
wild sport of hurling.
I hate to give Trev credit, but it was a good pick.
Yeah, great job, great
Certainly.
job. You know what? I give hurling a nice 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
We just point
the
out
letter-
they're playing a professional sport, and the keeper still keeps all his stuff in the back of the net.
well, that's how he gets beat on the balls on the other end.
I think that just shows you how much the sports athletes in Ireland trust the fans.
Could you
give
give
us
us
a
a second? Could you give us a second? My mother's calling.
Yes. Hold on, phone.
Food.
Yeah. Sorry.
Now, okay.
No, I'd like to
Okay,
use
I
that
got
carrot.
some. Go ahead.
Here's a question I got though. Like, what is the like talent level? Like, do you guys feel like the average Joe could pick up this game, kind of like soccer and stuff like that, where it's like, yeah, there is a lot more skill, but like the gist of the match, like the average Joe could figure it out?
Yes
Or
and
is
no.
this too talent based?
I feel like this would be, and I'm probably way fucking off base, but I feel like this would be like, you know how in Ultimate Frisbee, like the people who are good are legit really good, but the barrier to entry is like non-existent because people play. Like, if you play for like 2 years, you'll probably be a pro. But, like,
Yeah.
you're still skilled. You're just, I don't know, competition's not as high as baseball or basketball or hockey. Like, you know,
Yeah, I totally agree. If somebody told you they were, hey, I'm on Team Canada, representing Canada at the Olympics, and you're like, oh my god, in a couple of years, for example, what do? I'm an ultimate frisbee. The respect is there, but it's not as high as maybe another sport or every other sport. I don't know. It's tough to say, but
It's kind of like ribbon dancing. Okay,
Yeah.
where it's like, yeah, the Olympics, they do backflips and shit, but me in a tutu flittling around, I could still get points.
I think for our next episode, that should be our sport of the week, and you should do a demonstration for us.
Absolutely, 100%.
and we
You
there we
have-
have it.
You have
I
1
dig-
week to practice to get a
I
routine
dig
going.
my own grave.
Well, that was our sport of the week. Thank you, boys. That was great. Thank you, Trev, for ripping that video together. Hurling, again, love it. That's aggressive. It's crazy. I'm sure that many drinks were had before, during, and after that game. So I'm glad that the keeper still has all of his stuff. I'm wondering where everyone else keeps theirs. And let's move on here. I
have one piece of fun facts about hurl. Actually, I'll read them all because I looked up the rules while we were doing this. All
I love
four
it.
things, and then we'll leave. So first off, the ball is made out of cork with stitched leather around it. So
So basically, a baseball,
Yeah, sort of.
is that what a baseball is?
basically, yeah.
Well, clearly not a huge baseball fan. So the fun facts. Hurling is the oldest field sport still in existence, dating back to over 2,000 years. This is the second piece, which kind of backs up what I said, so way to go. Hurling is strictly an amateur sport, so it's just the boys having fun. That's why they have beers in the back of the net. Players are extremely loyal to their home county clubs. Women's hurling is called camogie or whatever. There are no offsides, making the sport move quickly, and it's the national sport of Ireland. So actually the only two interesting ones were the first two. But anyways, next.
Well, the fact that there's no offsides is pretty sick.
That's actually pretty cool.
I like that a lot. There must be a
The
lot
sport
of
that
big
loses
cherries.
sport.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay, boys. Well, let's slip into a little quiz here. I'm going to jump ahead to the quiz, just to keep things interesting here. So I've got some stats up here, and I'm going to run them through you guys and see what you guys think here. The first question I'll ask is overall height-wise, right? I'm going to ask you a couple of different sports and what you think the average height in that sport is. Okay? We'll start off asking you, between MLB, the NFL, and the NHL, which group of players has the shortest amount of people, if that makes sense? So which sport has the average shortest between the NHL, NFL, and MLB height-wise?
Can I jump in here? Are you asking
Yeah.
what sport has the lowest average altogether? Okay.
Yes. Altogether in the sport. Sorry, I should have made that more clear. Yeah, so altogether in the NFL, the NHL, and the MLB, which sport has the average smallest, like has a smaller average than the others?
Well, let's just MLB.
NHL.
Trev, what do you got? The NHL.
I'm going MLB.
The NHL. The average height of an NHL player is 6'1".
Attaboy, Trevi. They
Wow,
really
what's the
have-
MLB?
Dude,
We'll
MLB's
get to
big.
that.
Huh?
Oh, okay, well, I'll shut the fuck up for a second.
We'll slip right into it. No. Let's slip right into it. So the average height of an MLB player is the exact same as the average height for an NFL player, believe it or not. They're both 6'2".
Oh, I thought it'd be higher, actually. Because
Yeah.
pitchers are big fellas usually.
Yeah, but there's also like the Jose Altuves of the world that are like 5'4".
Yeah,
It's not
I
a-
assumed
yeah.
that shortstop meant you were short.
Yeah, that's the rule.
Okay, so that being said, we can slip right into what do you think the average height of an NBA player is?
Fucking right, let's go.
I feel like this is like weirdly low.
The average height of an
I know my guess.
NBA player.
I'm gonna start this off. I don't know why, but I'm gonna start it off. Let's go with 6'6".
Ooh, Kevy.
Oh,
that's it.
no.
HL 6'6". Let's go, baby. 2 for 2. I think so.
I'm going higher. I'm going 6'7".
Okay. Louis?
I'm gonna go 6'5".
Well, Burke, I get 1.
Well, by the average, law of average, Kevin, I win.
Well,
This is-
you don't have to use the law of average because it is 6'6", boys. That's 2 for 2. Look at
I'm
this.
telling you, you two guys are really, really good at knowing men's heights.
understand.
Jeez
line,
Louise.
Well, Kevin is a pro. I'm still an amateur.
Yeah. Also with condos.
You can still play hurling.
All right, final question here. A little sport news. Lionel Messi has just won the Ballon d'Or this year. The Ballon d'Or is a trophy or an award basically given out by a French magazine. It's been given out for a very long time. It is given to the best soccer player. Lionel Messi, an absolute weapon. I think he's about 4'2", maybe 112 pounds, but the guy can run like the wind. His footwork is incredible. I know you guys aren't massive soccer guys, but I gotta beam him up here and say, like, what an absolute champion. This is the seventh award he's received, the Ballon d'Or. Can you tell me? I'm guessing one of the only other soccer players you know, other than David Beckham, who's not played for many years. Can you tell me how many Ballon d'Ors Ronaldo has won?
I mean,
Ronaldo's been around for a while, but Lionel Messi has been dominating the last little while. So
I'm gonna say 4.
I'm also on 4.
Louis,
I'm gonna say 3.
okay,
I'm going the opposite direction.
7. He thinks it's a tie.
Wow.
So it's 5. Ronaldo's won it 5
Oh.
times.
So close.
You're almost. Hey, if 3 for 3, Trev, I would have had to ask you some questions and try and find out what you can see through my screen or something here. So I'm glad I got you on one of them here.
I went
Right on.
6%.
I mean,
Probably
That's
the best.
crazy. Like 13 years of just the two of them dominating.
Wow.
Oh, they're just incredible. They're incredible.
How many does Messi have?
7.
7.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Yeah, yeah. They're and there's the
Someone
amount
wasn't
of the
listening
quality
to
of
us.
players. It's not like the quality of players has gone down at all. Like the Suarez's of the world, and there's just so many like Mbappe, like all these players out there that are incredible. But these two just continue to dominate. Big in the news this year was Ronaldo going to Manchester United. He went back, and obviously that team was stoked to have probably one of the best players in the entire world back. Anyway, so let's slip on down to some personal bets for the week here. They don't have any games they want to go into. In fact, Trev, I think we talked about this before. Is there a little sport of the week you want to bet on?
Yeah, so 2 things I'm watching this week. The first one in hockey. I'm looking forward to see my Maple Leafs take on the Avalanche. I think it's going to be a good test for both teams. It's Wednesday night. Obviously going to take Maple Leafs on that one. Can't bet against them. But what's more interesting, we have a Saturday afternoon championship game in our Southern Neighbors College Football Association. And we've got number 1 Georgia playing number 3 Auburn. And ultimately it'll be, I think, a pretty tight game. I'll let the other guys weigh in, but I'm going Georgia. Go Bulldogs.
I don't know. It's hard to ever bet against Nick Saban, so I think I'm going with.
I'm gonna go with Georgia. They're full steam ahead, and even though I'm a Michigan fan and they are sitting there in the college football rankings, I'm like, you know what? I got to go with them. They're number 1. Let's do it.
I'm going opposite of Louis. I don't know anything about college. I will watch this game. I'll even probably place a bet on what team did you say, Louis? You said Georgia versus
Bama.
Bama? Yeah, I'll put money on Bama. Done.
Georgia at the moment is a -250 favorite to win the game.
Well, I'm all about
Let's
the
go.
underdogs here. So Bama, let's do it. I'm down with that as well.
The underdogs. It's fucking Saban.
Saban, you guys won like 1 million championships.
I know. All right, boys. It's been a treat. It's been awesome. We're gonna do this once a week. Come together. We'll have a different sport of the week next week. Play a few more bets. See what happens with our bets with this football game coming up on Saturday. Thanks again. Take it easy. And this was the Uncoachables.
Boys.